Hello, everyone. Thanks for your continued patronage. Today, The Weighing Machine and the Merchant's Son, a tale of trust and retribution. In a bustling village surrounded by fertile fields and winding rivers, there lived a wealthy merchant, known far and wide for his integrity and shrewdness. Among his prized possessions was a massive iron bullion, an heirloom passed down through generations, as heavy as a boulder and as valuable as the sunlit gold that glimmered in his shop. The merchant revered it not just for its material worth, but as a symbol of trust, discipline, and heritage. One day, duty called. The merchant had to travel to a distant town to conduct business that could determine the fortune of his enterprise. Before leaving, he decided to safeguard his treasured iron bullion. Unable to take it along, he entrusted it to a trusted friend, a man he believed honest and reliable. "Guard it well," he said, "and I shall reclaim it upon my return." Weeks passed, and the merchant returned with anticipation, expecting to retrieve the bullion. But his friend, with a feigned expression of distress, told him, "Alas, my dear friend, since your departure, a swarm of rats has invaded my house and devoured the entire iron bullion. I regret to say there is nothing left for you." The merchant, having observed the friend's body language and noting the impossibility of rats devouring solid iron, realized he had been deceived. Yet, instead of reacting with fury, he took a deep breath. Wisdom, he knew, demanded patience and a calculated response. Impulsiveness would benefit only the dishonest, while cleverness could safeguard his rights and teach the deceitful a lasting lesson. The next morning, the merchant went to his friend again, this time asking to take the friend's son with him to the river, claiming he wanted a lesson in fishing and outdoor skills. The friend, unsuspecting, agreed. The merchant brought the boy to a secluded cave near the river bank, cleverly concealing him and blocking the cave entrance with a massive boulder. Returning to the friend's house, the merchant spoke with a calm yet authoritative tone. "My friend, I took your son to the river, but while we were there, a wild bear appeared and carried your son away." The friend froze, disbelief written across his face. "A bear carrying a human being? That is impossible," he stammered. The merchant smiled, his eyes reflecting both intelligence and patience. "Exactly as impossible as your tale of rats devouring iron. My friend, trust and honesty are foundations of all human relationships. If you had honored that trust, we would not be in this predicament. Now, return my iron bullion, and I shall safely return your son." The friend, realizing the clever retribution, immediately confessed his deception and handed back the iron bullion. The merchant, in turn, ensured his son's safety and restored him to his father. The situation resolved without violence, without anger, but with justice served through intelligence and composure. 2. Moral analysis: why intelligence triumphs over arrogance. The story underscores timeless truths. Breach of trust has consequences. The friend's arrogance and deceit were met with a proportionate yet intelligent response. Betrayal, even if initially unnoticed, cannot escape eventual reckoning. Cleverness as a tool for justice. The merchant's wisdom allowed him to handle a difficult situation without resorting to brute force or anger. His strategic approach highlighted the power of intelligence over mere physical or emotional retaliation. Proportional and ethical retribution. The merchant's response mirrored the deceit but remained ethical. No real harm was done. He taught a lesson, restored balance, and protected his interests. Patience and foresight. Acting impulsively could have jeopardized the boy's safety or escalated conflict. The merchant's measured approach ensured control over the situation. In essence, the fable teaches that trust is sacred, deceit carries inevitable consequences, and intelligence, coupled with patience, is mightier than anger or force. 3. Corporate reflections, lessons for organizations. This story resonates deeply in the corporate world. A. Preserving trust. Trust is the bedrock of professional relationships between colleagues, teams, and management. Betrayal or dishonesty, even if it appears inconsequential in the short term, erodes credibility and can threaten careers. Just as the merchant safeguarded his asset, organizations must implement checks, transparent processes, and accountability to protect intellectual property, resources, and reputations. B. Managing dishonest behavior. In workplaces, some employees might misrepresent work, claim undue credit, or hide errors. The friend in the story represents individuals who exploit trust for personal gain. Effective leaders, like the merchant, must address such behavior strategically through clear policies, audits, mentoring, and sometimes creative, non confrontational interventions. C. Strategic problem solving. The merchant's approach highlights the importance of strategic thinking. In organizations, reacting impulsively to deceit, mistakes, or conflict can escalate issues. Instead, intelligent planning, foresight, and creative problem solving mitigate risk and often deliver more lasting solutions. D. Leadership and humility. A leader's response to betrayal or failure reflects their character. The merchant demonstrated humility and restraint, choosing wisdom over wrath. Corporate leaders who respond with measured intelligence rather than pride driven retaliation foster a culture of trust, respect, and ethical standards. E. Ethical enforcement. The tale emphasizes proportionate consequences. In organizations, unethical behavior should be addressed in a way that corrects misconduct, educates, and prevents recurrence, rather than fostering hostility or fear. 4. Personal reflections. Applying the lessons in life. Beyond business, the fable provides profound guidance for everyday life. A. Handling betrayal in relationships. Friends or family members may deceive us, intentionally or otherwise. Responding impulsively with anger can escalate conflicts and damage relationships. The merchant's intelligence shows the value of calm, strategic action, protecting one's rights while minimizing harm. B. Protecting assets and interests. Whether financial, intellectual, or emotional, safeguarding valuable resources requires vigilance. The story illustrates the importance of proactive measures like placing safeguards, asking for accountability, and monitoring trust. C. Patience as strength. Immediate reactions may feel satisfying but often worsen the situation. Deliberate, measured responses allow better outcomes, whether resolving disputes, addressing financial issues, or managing interpersonal conflicts. D. Creative problem solving. Sometimes ingenuity, not confrontation, is the best tool. The merchant's imaginative solution demonstrates that intelligence can neutralize deceit without direct confrontation. Life often rewards creativity over aggression. E. Justice and karma. The fable reinforces that actions have consequences. Dishonesty and arrogance may offer temporary gains but are eventually revealed. Conversely, wise, ethical, and patient action safeguards integrity and earns long term respect. 5. Corporate analogies and practical applications. Trust in teamwork. Employees must honor commitments and maintain transparency. Breaches in trust can disrupt projects, team cohesion, and corporate culture. Intellectual property and credit. Like the iron bullion, ideas and contributions must be acknowledged correctly. Misappropriation is akin to betrayal and can lead to reputational or legal consequences. Managing conflicts. When colleagues act deceitfully, leaders must navigate carefully. Creative, non confrontational solutions, supported by facts, often yield the best outcomes. Strategic planning in crises. Leaders and managers must anticipate risks and respond with foresight, as the merchant did, rather than reacting emotionally. Ethical leadership. Punishment, if necessary, should be proportionate, ethical, and instructive, fostering learning rather than fear. 6. Integrating lessons for life and work. Evaluate trust carefully. Only entrust critical tasks or resources to reliable individuals. Monitor and protect interests. Systems of accountability prevent opportunistic behavior. Respond strategically, intelligence, patience, and creativity often achieve better outcomes than anger or confrontation. Expect consequences. Dishonesty, even if initially unnoticed, will eventually surface. Teach and restore. Proportionate, intelligent responses can correct behavior while maintaining relationships. By internalizing these lessons, both individuals and organizations can navigate deceit and challenges effectively, preserving integrity and fostering sustainable success. 7. Conclusion. Wisdom over anger. Nearly 3 millennia later, the story of the merchant and the iron bullion remains relevant. Trust is priceless, deceit is dangerous, and intelligence is more powerful than raw anger. Quick temper or impulsive actions often create more problems than they solve. Conversely, strategic foresight, patience, and creativity transform challenges into opportunities for learning, justice, and preservation of integrity. In modern workplaces, like the merchant's scenario, employees may attempt shortcuts, misrepresent facts, or claim undue credit. Yet, when handled wisely, such misdeeds are exposed and rightful ownership is restored. Similarly, in personal life, measured intelligence allows us to safeguard our interests, protect our loved ones, and resolve conflicts with grace. The merchant's calm wisdom, strategic foresight, and ethical retribution teach a timeless lesson. Honor trust, anticipate consequences, and let intelligence guide your actions. Only then can we protect what is valuable, ensure fairness, and navigate life's challenges without falling prey to deception or impulsive reactions. Coming soon with next tale of wisdom, Ravishankar Avadhanam.